Victor Von Doom's comic book story not only expands on how he acquired his various powers, but also his motivations for mastering both science and magic. Join Screen Rant as we take a deep dive into why and how Doom became the genius powerhouse that he is today. Doom does not surrender. Doom himself claims that his unnatural intelligence developed inside his mother Cynthia's womb, a byproduct of Cynthia delving into dark magic while pregnant with Victor. Werner, Victor's father and the doctor of their community, opposed his wife's witchcraft, as it made their family outcasts in the tight-knit Romani village. However, Cynthia's witchcraft was the only way to protect the village itself from the ruling baron's constant oppression. Corrupted by the demonic power she invoked, Cynthia transformed into an avenging force against the baron's men. Yet, while the demon gave Cynthia power, it not only took her soul, but also the lives of every child in the village, except for her son. In the end, the villagers found and killed Cynthia themselves. After Cynthia was buried in an unmarked grave, the people voted to cast Werner and Victor out of their small Latvian village. A young child at the time, Victor threatened to seek vengeance on those who voted him out, promising to become exactly what they feared. Frightened of what they didn't understand, the villagers allowed the Von Dooms to stay. Several years later, Werner and Victor remained outcasts in the village. But when the baron's wife fell ill with cancer and the baron had no choice but to summon the best doctor nearby, Victor's father Werner. And when Werner failed to heal the baron's wife, he was eventually taken and killed by the baron's men. Apart from explaining Victor's superior intellect and gift for magic, these early tragic events are what initially drove his quest for power. Diving into his mother's spell books, Victor made child's play out of combining magic and science. More importantly, this was when Victor realized that he could somehow rescue his mother's soul from the netherworld. For decades in the comics, this served as Dr. Doom's main reason for amassing epic cosmic levels of power. But before he achieved all that, the scorned child Victor had already proven to be an expert at both magic and technology. While secretly invoking spells from Cynthia's artifacts, Victor devised highly advanced weapons to launch a guerrilla campaign against the baron's army. By the time Victor was 16 years old, he had risen to become the leader of his Romani clan, marshaling a war that would eventually overthrow the baron, finally giving Victor the vengeance he had sought for years. Yet even with his people freed, Victor was still far from his real goal, securing Cynthia's damned soul from hell. The opportunity to attempt this feat would come sooner than expected. As Victor's understanding of science and magic grew, so did his reputation. Eventually, Victor was offered a scholarship at New York State University. Hello, I'm Dean Stockton of Eastern State University in America, and I'm prepared to offer you a full science scholarship. There, he met the only other person he would consider his intellectual peer, Reed Richards. Due to their massive potential, both Reed and Victor were allowed to lead their own experiments at State University. Victor used this to pursue his real goal, designing a machine that could somehow project his astral form and reach Cynthia's soul. However, Reed warned Victor that his calculations were off, which Victor dismissed as nothing more than jealousy. Yet Reed was right. The machine exploded, giving Victor Von Doom his signature scarred face. But before that, it also worked as Victor intended, projecting his astral form into the realm of Mesto, where Cynthia's soul was bound. Indeed, this was when Victor named the demon who trapped his mother's soul, Mesto. But it also got him expelled from State University, and since then, he has harbored a bitter rage against Reed Richards, a rivalry that would come to define Doom's quest for power. Lost and scarred for life, Victor traveled the world alone, eventually leading to his final transformation into Dr. Doom. Doom's armor and mastery of magic came from a 600-year-old order of Tibetan monks. This wasn't the same temple where Stephen Strange was trained, although it exists in the same area. Unlike Strange, Victor was already heavily armed and experienced when he found the temple, where he was destined to become their leader. There, the secrets of science and magic were revealed to Victor, who in turn ushered the monks into a new era of progress. These same monks helped Victor fashion his unique nuclear-powered and computer-assisted suit of armor, which is not only enchanted against Mesto's magic, but also gives Doom his extreme strength and durability. Worshipped by the monks as their leader, this is where Victor fully transforms into Dr. Doom, the despotic but honorable master of the mystic arts. From the temple, Doom flies home to Latveria to secure his legacy. After finding his people living in worse conditions than when he left, Doom uses his armor, spells, and gadgets to mount a revolution against the oppressive king, the former baron who killed his father Werner. From using force fields to protect civilians to dispatching the king's men with energy blasts, Dr. Doom has long been a formidable one-man invasion force. However, he's also known for the Dumbots, which he first used to protect his fellow Latverian citizens as they overthrew the king. After Doom secured the cult-like loyalty of his people and declared himself king, the Dumbots became his emissaries, highly advanced, AI-powered robots programmed to act and think exactly like Victor in his absence. Armed with Doom's personality and knowledge, the Dumbots are a huge aspect of how Dr. Doom maintains and exercises his global authority and influence. After securing his legacy as the ruler of Latveria, Doom created a time portal in another effort to rescue Cynthia from Mesto. Hitting two birds with one stone, Doom once forced Reed Richards to use the time portal and retrieve the Stones of Merlin, which Doom needed to amass more power against Mesto. Doom also traveled through time and began a romantic relationship with Morgan Le Fay, who taught him much of what he knows about the dark arts. Doom was also able to send Morgan back through time when their relationship soured. Much later, Doom also used time travel to kill the Molecule Man variants across the multiverse, enabling him to steal the power of the Beyonders and become God Emperor Doom. This brings us to the greatest power in Dr. Doom's arsenal. Even before Doom displayed enough willpower to actually become a reality-altering cosmic being, his Indomitable Will had already manifested in different ways. Doom once revealed that the real source of his magical powers is the Marquis of Death, only to betray and kill his master using the Fantastic Four. After which, Doom declared his feud with Reed Richards resolved. Even Dr. Doom's titanium magically protected armor, which can withstand a blast that would level a city, is just an expression of this indomitable will. Yet, it is also Doom's sheer willpower that cements his status as a supervillain. In fact, in order to gain magical power equal to the years he had spent studying science, Doom sacrificed the soul of his true love, Valeria, to the Hazer. Doom was also notably instrumental in the events that led to the decimation of mutant kind. In an effort to steal the Scarlet Witch's powers, Doom became partially responsible for the events of M-Day, a reality-altering event that reduced the global mutant population to mere hundreds. At the same time, Doom once used his powers to commit heroic deeds under the guise of Iron Man, keeping Tony Stark's legacy alive while the latter was stuck in a coma. Doom has even wielded both the Cloak of Levitation and the Eye of Agamotto when Doom was chosen as the new Sorcerer Supreme. From Doom's ridiculously varied arsenal of weapons and fail-safes to his ability to bend reality, time, and minds, it all comes from his indomitable will and genius-level intellect. That said, even Doom has his limits. Although Doom once hitched a ride out of hell by grabbing onto a passing Mulholland, he soon learned that he wasn't worthy of Thor's power. While Doom was able to steal the powers of the Beyonders, his time as God Emperor Doom was short-lived. Yet, even in his supposedly lowest moments, Doom's sheer willpower makes him the perfect anti-hero, and it's how he stands out from all the other super geniuses in the multiverse. Which of Doom's powers are you looking forward to seeing the most? Thank you for watching Movie Recap Pro, and stay tuned for more Marvel news.